So here's an interesting article. Someone commented in my YouTube, my video comment section. I can now clearly see why Cliff High's data a couple months ago now picked up on LiteCoin is going to be meeting some new highs. It is going to the triple digits, and it should be happening soon. Which it got close at one point recently, right? 86 bucks. And then China, we're banning this. ICOs. China, we're stopping the exchanges from messing with these cryptos. Jamie Dimon, cryptos are a fraud, stay away. Again, thanks guys. We loaded up, rode that baby up. Buy the effing dip. Thanks. Now South Korea, I just read today, South Korea bans ICOs, oh my god. Practically not really affecting the market. I mean, maybe a couple specks of sand in a 5-gallon bucket of sand here. South Korea. Ding, ding, there you go. That's all we could do. We're not China. We're not Jamie Dimon, but that's all we got. Funny, another Asian country. China, Korea, Is there something going on here? Don't know. But, speaking back on LiteCoin, why I told you guys I was so confident with what Cliff had said. There is going to be news coming about LiteCoin taking the stage, so to speak, at least for a little while. They're going to be doing some things, very good, newsworthy, good things. It's going to cause the price to spike. He didn't know what. We didn't know specifically what was going to happen. Just get ready for news coming out on LiteCoin that it's going to be doing some things. It's going to be really cool. It's going to cause it to go up. We're looking at triple-digit values, USD values, for LiteCoin. You didn't know what the value would be, 100, 200, 300, no idea. But the way I saw it, and I've been telling you, is LiteCoin is in the stage where Ethereum was not that long ago. Ethereum, 20 bucks, 50 bucks, 70 bucks, 80 bucks, $180, $250, $300, right? And that's where we're at today. LiteCoin earlier this year, $2, $3 actually, $4 bucks, when Ethereum was 18 to 20. Now, LiteCoin is 50, 60, 70, whatever bucks and bouncing around, whatever. It's 56, somewhere around 55, 50, somewhere around there today. But it was 40 bucks, 42 bucks when I was first telling y'all, hey man, Cliff High, he's got one here and get ready for it. And then we started seeing it blasting off up to $86 like it was nothing. So you know it's going back there now that the nonsense has stopped with China. Oh, wait, South Korea. Oh. Try as they might. They're stalling the inevitable. Cryptocurrency rising crazier than maybe we've seen this year. I'm so interested to see how 2018 sets the stage for cryptos, to be honest with you. Here is some more news. Good news for LiteCoin. LiteCoin edges closer to Monero with confidential transactions, while Bitcoin bites the dust. Now, when I hear that, instant reaction, Bitcoin isn't biting the dust, not today, not tomorrow, not next month, not next year, not any time in the foreseeable future. Bitcoin is here to stay, and it ain't going away. And it reminds me, a statement like that, of that lady Amanda, who is always promoting Dash. Of course, she works for them. And every time I see her speak, interview, she'll have a comment like that. Bitcoin's biting the dust, or Bitcoin is... And it's utter nonsense. Guys, Dash is a good coin. Dash is a good coin. It's going to go places. Cliff High has already discussed this in the very beginning. I've never said Dash wasn't either. But we got to be fair here. You can't even kind of come out and bash Bitcoin when, again, your coin's $200 to $300, whatever, bouncing around a little over 300, whatever. And Bitcoin's over $4,000. Yeah, it's kind of hard to do. You know what I mean? So for that, I want to sing Amanda a song. I'm gonna take you by the hand, make you understand, Amanda. Bitcoin ain't going away. Bitcoin is here to stay, Amanda. Little 80s jam. That's for Amanda and whoever wrote this article. In all fairness, Realist News. Keeping it real. LiteCoin developers are adding confidential transactions, or CT, a privacy-enhancing feature proposed by Bitcoin and used by Monero to LiteCoin. LiteCoin has become the go-to blockchain for testing cutting-edge features Bitcoin is biting the dust as LiteCoin implements the technical ambitions of Bitcoin. It's not biting the dust. It's not biting the dust. It's the wrong word to use. But what you're essentially saying is Bitcoin's kind of dragging its feet on some of this stuff, while LiteCoin's taking the reins and running. That'd be a little more fair. And again, Bitcoin's $4,000 something, LiteCoin's, $55, $60 or whatever it's at today. Which is still good news, because if you want to ride something up, as I've been yelling at, as many chances I get for the past 2 months, load the boat a bit with LiteCoin, man. I'm telling you, if you don't load it, at least load it a good bit. If you're not loading it fully, you know what I mean? Like, you're not going crazy on LiteCoin, at least get a good chunk in there, man. You got to. You got to do it. It jumped to $86. Of course, it came back down like everything else did too. Bitcoin was 4,900, whatever. This is news that is going to push LiteCoin further, and there'll be some other news, etc. Right? Earlier this year, while Bitcoin went through an ugly divorce over segregated witness, or SegWit, update to its protocol, LiteCoin locked in SegWit after a successful community consensus. Just last week, LiteCoin conducted 3 groundbreaking atomic swaps with Decreed, Vertcoin, and Bitcoin. Confidential transactions is an addition to the extensive list of achievements. Lee, who now works full-time on the project, tweeted yesterday, chatted with Greg Maxwell about confidential transactions on LiteCoin. Let's help kill the 2x hard fork so the devs can get back to real work. Anyway, so this is another thing they're working on. LiteCoin, I'm telling you, it's so fast. There are going to be so many use cases that need an extremely fast transaction on the blockchain, and there ain't really but one that beats all the others, and I've been telling you about it for a long time now. It is LiteCoin. It's this gem sitting there screaming, use me, abuse me. I ain't that average groupie. I like 'em real big and juicy. Mix-a-lot's in trouble, begging for a piece of that bubble. I like cheap cryptos, and I cannot lie. You other brothers can't deny. Anyways. I crack myself up sometimes. So there's a bit more to this article. I just wanted to talk a few sentences out of it. Nothing groundbreaking else in the article, honestly. It's just about that. But again, you can't, whoever writes these things sometimes, and this isn't Amanda I was just bringing that up because every time I see her in an interview, it seems like, oh, Bitcoin the killer, Bitcoin's dying, You were saying that at what price of Bitcoin? 1,500, 2,000 something, it's not 4,000. Amanda, come on, Amanda. And some of these other people, like whoever wrote this article. But again, I can't bash Dash. It works. They've got something. There's no denying it. But don't you dare come out and talk about Bitcoin. Then again, everybody wants to be on the top like Bitcoin, right? Everyone wants to dethrone the king, don't they? Everyone wants to be the best boxer, the best MMA fighter, those in the industry. They want to be the best. They want to dethrone the king, right? So, yeah, talking smack and this and that, whatever. It is what it is. It doesn't bother me, honestly, but it's almost cute and funny. But anyways, I want to share that with you and tell you another reason why LiteCoin, you should have some LiteCoin in your portfolio, and you should not be selling it. Now, you may argue, hey, man, I got in at low. When it was in the 80s, I sold off. Went back down. I got back in. I'm going to do, You can trade it. Hey, I'm not telling you what to do. I've done a little bit of that in some of these cryptos myself. I understand. But there's always going to be that point that it's going to happen. When you're playing that game and, oh, man, I'm doing it and it's working. And I've made a bunch of money. This is great. And then you're sitting, okay, I'm waiting for my next buy-in time. And the price just goes up and up. Oh my God, some more breaking news about LiteCoin. It's even up higher. It jumped massively today. It's up 50%. Oh my God. And you're sitting down here saying, oh man, I'm not really loaded up with LiteCoin right now. Damn it, I missed that one. It is what it is, right? It's your strategy. If you're trying to day trade, or what I might term as weekly trades, even if you're not so active in it, playing those games, again, like a derivatives contract, boy, it's phenomenal, making great money when the thing's going up because it's leveraged. But when it goes down, oh my goodness, you're crushed. And it's great if you're day trading and winning, but if it gets to a point where it goes up and then goes up again, and now you're down here and you didn't have any, you got to find a place to get back in at. And it's sometimes hard to do that. because you think it's going to come down, and it doesn't. The good news is these cryptos have been so volatile, there's been a lot of those opportunities, which means there's a lot of people playing that game, making the 10% here, 20% over there, another 10% over here, 5% here, 25% over there, just almost daily. Some might even argue, no, J-Snip, daily was right. You got that. No, daily is correct. Not for everybody. But anyways, just good news, man. LiteCoin, you should have some. What are the most heavy things I'm in? LiteCoin, Omise Go, or OMG Coin. And I didn't load up heavy duty, like I said, but I did jump in a good bit on EOS, just in case that sucker takes off. And let me make something clear, because I forget to say this every damn time when I talk about EOS. And everyone always correcting me, Joe, it's still an ICO phase. It had, because I talk about, oh, well, when it ICO'd, it was at this price. It's now below the ICO price. And let me just be clear when I say that. I'm looking at these charts of when it came out. Day 1, day 2, day 3, that's what I'm talking about. Like when I say when it ICO'd, I mean like day 1, day 2. What was the price? Because they usually go up, whatever, and they bounce around. It's below that price. Granted, this is a weird one because it's so long of an ICO. It's still ongoing. EOS, that is. And then I think in middle, like June, July, maybe it's June or July of 2018, I want to say July, where kind of, that's it. Now, whatever they plan on doing goes live. And I thought with EOS, they created these tokens on the Ethereum blockchain to help simply fundraise their blockchain technology that will be replacing essentially EOS come next year sometime or whatever. But they needed an avenue to do that. Of course, they made this EOS token. That was part of the feud and some things that were going on online with that company, or with, I guess you can call it a company. But from what I understand, they're going to be creating this system like Ethereum, its own blockchain. It's going to do wonderful things. You know, if you listen to what they talk about, talking about EOS now, and it should compete with Ethereum. Again, if it does, and here I am telling y'all, look, it's 50 cents, it's 60 cents, guys. Would it hurt to grab some as a freaking just in case kind of a deal? No. It's cheap. It's 50, 60 cents, whatever it was, 58 cents when I said it. I bought in at 60. So, could it go down more? Yeah. Could it go down to 20 cents? Sure. As we get, you know, we have a little more, less than a year to go before the thing ends, you know, whatever, July of 2018. But, if it goes down more, again, I may be coming out, hey guys, EOS, dude, and dudettes, it's 30 cents. It's 30 cents. Should we load some more? You know what? Answer yes. I'm going to do it. Whether you guys follow me or not, it's up to you. I don't care. I'm just telling you what I do because I like to tell everybody what I'm doing a lot of times. It's one of those just in case. Great concept, great idea, but it's going to take some time to get there. This was simply a fundraising exercise, basically, in my opinion, with EOS right now, currently, because it doesn't do anything right now. But what they plan on doing with those funds, creating this new platform, and you need those EOS tokens to start with. Again, they had to create that for fundraising, was how I'm saying this to you, because that's what it looks like, and that's how it pretty much has operated. A fundraising exercise to implement the thing that's going to replace, essentially, what EOS is now, or what people thought EOS was supposed to be right off the bat, that kind of thing. If they can pull it off, and they got a lot of money, they should be able to pull this off with no problem. I think EOS could be that deal. And if it even kind of does what Ethereum does, and let's be real, by that time next year, Ethereum should be 4, 5, 6, 8, who God knows what, $800 maybe? Maybe more. Cliff High saying his report says that should be easily attainable and then some. Not attainable, but the data is saying that's going to be the case, actually, next year. So let's just be real. I'm going to, try to be fair as can be. $400 or $500 Ethereum next year. EOS comes out. Oh my gosh, this is cool. This is whatever. Is $100 unreasonable? If it's a competitor to Ethereum and has all kinds of bells and whistles that Ethereum doesn't do, whatever, is it fair to say $100 valuation when Ethereum's $400 or $500? Right? Can we just follow me here? It's 60 cents. And God help us all, in a good way, if it goes down even further, 30, 20, before we get to that midpoint of 2018, I'll be loading up some more. Again, just in case this baby goes up. You do realize if it only goes to $10 as they gear up for this next thing or whatever, That's a huge win. I mean, hell, people will look at $1 right now. Dude, $1 would be good. We're, a lot of us are in 50, 60, whatever cents. I'll take 100% profit. I get it. But the question, and this is a key here, the question is going to be, well, if these tokens aren't really for that thing, like why would the EOS token become $100 in my example, if they're really using those as kind of a fundraising thing to implement their new thing? Well, because their new thing will be giving you that for the EOS essentially. So if you got X EOS, essentially you're going to have this new thing. And I'm not sure the fine details on that, but it's going to be kind of like that. So it's kind of one way or the other. So if your old EOS tokens get replaced, so to speak, with these new ones, that's the real deal kind of a thing. Oh, you've got 8,000 EOS tokens, you now have 8,000 of the real, we'll just call them the real deal tokens. I'll make that up. Those become $100. But it doesn't matter, you've got the same. You had 8,000 EOS, you now have these. My question is, does the EOS tokens just go away? I don't think so. It'll probably, I don't know though, but maybe it'll act like one of these coins when they split, right? When Bitcoin split, Bitcoin Cash is now worth $500-600 a piece, while the real, or the old school, whatever, Bitcoin is $4,000, let's say. That means if you had 10 Bitcoin at 4,000, you got 40,000 bucks, plus 10 of the new Bitcoin, the Bitcoin Cash, at say $500. 10 times 5, $5,000. You just got free $5,000 essentially, right? So, am I too crazy to ask right now if EOS does, again, it's not splitting, it's just kind of creating a new coin, you could say. If EOS says, okay, turn in these EOS tokens for these ones or whatever, are we sending them in and then we get the new ones back and that's it? Or do we get to hang on to these EOS things and they just stay out in the market because they've been out in the market forever now, or for a year or more at that point? And now we have let's say 8,000 EOS tokens, and I get 8,000 of the new tokens, and the EOS tokens are going for whatever, 50 cents, and these new ones are going for $10, whatever, you know what I mean? Like, are we going to get to have the best of both worlds? I don't know the answer to that question, but I think in the worst case scenario, it doesn't matter. Maybe they go away completely, but you get these new ones, the new ones take off, and oh my gosh, they're doing what we wanted the EOS to do, and since they're kind of part of the EOS thing, it doesn't matter. We got the new tokens, they're worth a lot more money, and the old tokens are gone. There may be something where we have to actually send those into this contract in order to get the new ones back. It may be built into the smart contract. I'll be honest, I haven't looked. And I wasn't into the serious analysis of EOS. Guys, let me do my due diligence on this massive thing. No. I see the beginning day of the ICO, what's the price? What are they trying to do with this thing next year? It's very interesting. There's this fallout kind of a thing with the developers. It's fitting some of Cliff High's data for that one mysterious coin. That should blow all of the coins out of the water if it's the right one. But we're going to have to wait a couple years for this to happen. I'm taking a chance just in case it's the one. Which means I don't care what the plan is. Whatever I'm telling you, well, what if they do this? What if the coin turns into that coin? I don't care. I'm getting in on this completely speculatively to see what the hell happens. End of story. Take care.